Word, YouTube family. What y'all got going on today, man? What y'all got going on today? Happy Memorial Day to each and every one of you. Double tap that screen. You having a great day. Spending time with your family. Barbecuing, fireworks, music, all that. Board games. Don't none of y'all want no smoke and motherfucking bags, aka cornhole. Y'all don't want no smoke and trouble, Uno, Yahtzee, dice, dominoes, nothing. Ain't no board game I could lose at. Battleship, I don't care. Connect Four, whatever y'all want. Jenga, whatever y'all want, man. Come get it. Anytime, any day. I ain't playing with none of y'all. Might have to throw on my sunglasses, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a little bit squinty out here. It's like an overcast, so it's actually pretty cool, but y'all know how I do. I be squinting like a mug. Eyes super light sensitive. I know y'all boy see your boy fly with the American flag Cardinals jersey. Yeah, got the little bit of drip. Got the Rolex on one day, but for right now it's a Fitbit. I'm gonna have the first Rolex Fitbit collab. Diamond encrusted. Mark my words. Memorial Day 2025 timestamp. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all from? What y'all got going on? How people in other parts of the world live, celebrate their holidays, man. Do y'all barbecue? What y'all do, man? Y'all spend time with y'all family? Y'all play board games? What y'all do, man? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Posted said I was gonna go live today, but probably should have put a time on it, but I didn't know when that was gonna be. So yeah, we just doing some barbecuing out here, pellet grilling, I should say nowadays. How we doing, world? What's going on? Hey, sorry about that. My internet was reconnecting for some reason. Well, what's up, though? How's everybody doing? Don Joe in the building. What up, Don Joe? We got Shul. What up, Shul? How you doing? Happy Memorial Day. What y'all got going on? HGH, Karen King, Karan King. I don't know what that means, HGH, but what's up? Hopefully it means hi or hey or something. You know, I don't know the new kid, the new age lingo. I'm well versed in ebonics, but I don't know what that means, man. Happy day indeed. Yeah. I just fired up the grill. I got this pellet grill, pit boss smoker. I guess it's not a grill. I mean, it's both. You can do both, and it's got a griddle on it, so it's pretty cool. About to cook some chicken. I figured I'd get on live and just chop it up with y'all, meet some new people, see what everybody else got going on around the world. You know, it's Memorial Day in America. That's what we do. We barbecue, spend time with our families, play board games, listen to music, eat good. What y'all do? What do y'all do? What y'all doing for Memorial Day, or what do y'all do around the world for holidays? What sides do I got? Man, corn on the cob is probably what I might have. I got watermelon. I got a bunch of fruit. Some just tapped in. Someone's grandma. I just tapped someone's grandma. Damn, exclusive. You bogus for that, dog. Hey. Nah, grannies need love too. I ain't gonna lie. Older women, man. I like older women, man. They sophisticated. They already know what they got going on. You feel me? Exclusive came in with the, hey, keeping it 100. That's what we do on this channel. We keep it 100. That's what's up. They tap somebody's. Hey, man, some hot grandmas now, man. These These grandmas be young, bro. I was talking to a chick not that long ago that had she low key bad. Nice. I was gonna say I met a chick not that long ago. For those of you that don't know, I am married, but you know, we looking for a third. We a poly. So what's the oldest I'll tap? Ooh, let's see. On my dating profile is set to 65. I think 65 is where I might tap out. So yeah, but nah, yeah, I met this one chick, right? She was fine, and but it didn't work out because she was more of a lesbian than she was bi, so it didn't work out. But while I was talking to her, she you know, she had a kid. She had kids that were grown already, so I wasn't tripping on that. But then she was saying she had grandkids that she had to take care of. I was like, okay, so you a grandma, but yeah, she was fine, and she was only like, I'd say like 40 something. But shout out to her being a fine grandma. She'd be working out, she in good shape and all that stuff. So wish it could have worked out because she was a supervisor of nurses. So she was a nurse supervisor. So not only was she a nurse, she was the nurse supervisor. So you know she was getting that. You ain't tapping nothing? Damn, bro, you better go get you some. Oh, you 12? Oh, you little badass kid. Get your ass out of here. Hey, I got my settings set for 18 and up. How the hell you get on my live? Get your little badass on somewhere. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, Don, I'm gonna holler at you. If you want to talk about anything, man, just let me know next time. We can talk about whatever. You know, I get on here and I chat on about whatever, you know what I mean? I can ramble. I just need some topics to ramble about. So let me know what you into, what you want to talk about. If you got something going on in life, you want to vent to somebody, a shoulder to lean on, I'm here for you, dog. I appreciate that, Don. Hey, you a real one. Hey, check out my videos I just dropped. I just dropped a video talking about how I got rejected from the U.S. military. Feel like it was you know, a topic that I've been holding on to for a long time, and that's what I do on my YouTube videos. I've been carrying around a lot of like traumas, because you know how men are. We suffer in silence, right? So we just go around complaining about our problems and stuff like that. So we just, you know, traumatizing things that's happened to us in life, we usually just hold it in and don't say nothing. But I feel like with this YouTube channel, I can get on here and just make these videos and release those bags. So man, that's what I've been doing. So yeah, I got discharged from the U.S. Navy. Oh, okay, well, hopefully it was an honorable discharge. I don't know. I mean, we all make mistakes. I talk about that on my channel too. I used to be an alcoholic. I got sober. I used to eat unhealthy. I got in shape. I started eating healthy, and my life's changed around for the better. So man, I talk about all this. So if you want to lose some weight, I can help you out there. No, they didn't give you a chance. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah. Man, they do. I mean, I don't know. I haven't. You could talk about it if you want to, if you feel comfortable. I'd love to hear about it, honestly. But yeah, basically, what happened with me and my experience with it is, I didn't know it. I didn't really have that much purpose in life, and you know, well, I didn't have a purpose. I didn't at the time. I was young, and I had a rough childhood, getting brought up in a rough, you know, neighborhood and rough environment, and not a lot of family and not a lot of friends, you know, friends. I had friends, but, you know, high school friends, and they ain't really your friends. They're just kids, too. So, you know, I didn't really have any older friends, I should say, to give me good advice and guidance, except for I had one friend that went into the military. He went into the Marines, and he got stationed in Hawaii. So I wanted to be just like him. I was like, man, I'm going into the Marines, too. And so I went down, I signed up, and put all my eggs in one basket with the military, because I didn't go to college, or I didn't apply to any colleges, because I just felt like that wasn't going to be the best option for me at the time, because like I said, I lived in a rough environment, and when you're poor, the only options you really got is going to the military to try to, you know, because they tell you, you know, you're going to get paid, you're going to have health benefits, you're going to meet people around the world. Plus, I never got to travel either. I forgot to talk about that in my video. I'm gonna have to make another video probably or a side video or something, or short. But basically, yeah, a lot of people that come from where I come from, we never have money to go travel. Like, I know so many people who have never even went on vacation. And so, with that being said, I was just thinking, like, damn, because one of my friends, like I said, he grew up the same way I grew up. He never got to even go on vacation. So when he got stationed, he went to the military in the Marines, and he got stationed in Hawaii. Like, he was sending me pictures. He didn't even have a hard job for real. He was working in like a warehouse or something, like just distributing parts. He was like a parts distributor in Hawaii. So yeah, I can see your comments. My bad. I was just going on a rant. I'm 12. I'm 5'9". Am I tall or not? I mean, 5'9" ain't bad. It just depends. I'm 5'11". So I mean, I feel like I'm pretty. Just depends on what I mean. I feel like 5'9" is not short, but some depending on who you're with. A lot of women, they want a 6'5" guy that's 240 pounds jacked, and just whatever. So you got to work with what you can, man. I'm gonna make a video soon on like people, dealing with self-confidence issues. So as long as you're confident, man, I know guys that are 4'11" that get women, and yeah, exactly. You're still growing, bro. Yeah, you're gonna be pretty tall. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. So going into the military, that just seemed like the best option for me at the time. I had a grandpa that was in the military. My uncle was in the military, so I was like, man, I'm gonna go into the military. And so I put all my eggs in one basket. I went and took the ASVAB test, which is basically the placement test for your, like, it's an aptitude test. Basically, it's kind of like taking an exam to see like how educated you are enough to get into the military. Well, I passed the ASVAB with flying colors. Back then, I took school very seriously, which anybody that's still in school, exclusive, you're 12, you need to take school very seriously. Who cares if, back then, because, again, I grew up in like a rough area, so back then, people would make fun of you if you were like book smart, or you were like, if you were a smart kid, people were like, oh, you nerd, you're a nerd. So like I had to downplay being, you know what I'm saying? I had to downplay even being somewhat intelligent because people would make fun of me. So that's a whole nother story though. But yeah, so anyways, I passed the ASVAB test, I passed the physical test, and I was in really good shape, and I was like, man, this is gonna be good. But when I went down to MEPS, is basically where you get sworn in. All right, exclusive. I'll holler at you later. Like, comment, subscribe. Now, but I ain't trying to ignore you, but yeah, I'm just trying to get this all a bit off my chest, and then we talk about whatever. But yeah, it's supposed to be an 18 and up video anyways. But because I might cuss, you never know what I might say on here. So anyways, I passed the ASVAB test, and then passed the physical, and then when I was going to get sworn in, I was with a bunch of other dudes. They all started getting sworn in right in front of me, and then they got to me and they said, you passed everything, but you didn't pass the vision or the hearing test, because I have really bad vision, and whenever I did my test, I took out my contacts. I probably should have just left them in because they wouldn't even know, but I was trying to be honest, so I took my contacts out, and then I failed the vision test, which I was born with bad vision. There's nothing I could do about that. And same thing with my hearing. I had hearing loss as a child because I kept getting ear infections, and my mother didn't know, what to do about it, because back then they would just put a cotton ball in your ear and hopefully that it would go away. I didn't really have money to go to the doctor and stuff like that, so I had to just have ear infections for months and months at a time. Whole time, just infectious, like pus would just be draining out of my ear, and little did we know, or little did I know, or little did my mother know, because she did what she thought she could do, and yeah, it ended up causing permanent hearing damage. So okay, I was supposed to get skipped 2 grades, but the fear of getting bullied by bigger kids kept me on my grade level. Yeah, so see, we got everybody. You kind of had to deal with the same thing, man. I feel you. I passed MEPS and got a contract they didn't honor. What's up, Neon? How you doing? Yeah, that they had a contract they didn't honor. That's fucked up, man. Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories. You know what I'm saying? They shout out to all the military personnel out there that serve the country and doing the best they can. But yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories about the military. So I made another video talking about, uh, how it's probably, this whole time I've been holding on to that rejection of not getting in the military, and it kind of made me feel like sad inside for real. Like I was just like holding that anger and that hatred and that that just, and it lowered my self confidence. It was just it's a nightmare when you get rejected. I'm gonna make a video about that, about dealing with rejection, but because you can get rejected by a female when when a woman, when you try to meet her and you try to introduce yourself and you try to hit on her, she might reject you. You try to apply for a job, you might get rejected. You apply for a school, you might get rejected. There's a lot of things where you got to deal with rejection in life, and I feel it feels gut twisting. You're exactly right. It's gut twisting, and then if you don't have anybody, like that's why I make these YouTube videos now. So like maybe somebody that's going through something can either watch my video and get something from it, or and I don't think I know everything. I don't sit here and try to like run my mouth about, I'm a humble person. I can only talk about things that I've been through and how I've gotten myself out of it, or I've got myself around it. And it took me until this long to really, get sober, get in shape, get my mind on track, and now I can kind of like help others that might be going through the same thing. And I don't tell anybody what to do. I just tell people that, what works for me may work for you, it may not work for you. But yeah, dealing with rejection, man, it's definitely gut twisting, and it sucks because nobody wants to get rejected. It's already like, let's just say you're trying to like get a girlfriend for the first time, or you're trying to find your future wife or whatever, and you're going out and you see a girl that looks good, and then she let's say she's with a bunch of her friends, or she's by herself, either way, or she's with family, and then you got to go up like a man and try to or a woman to go up to, sees a dude, whatever, either way. But you basically go up to somebody and try to meet them. And even like me meeting dude friend, like I don't even have dude friends, because it's like, what guy is going to walk up to another guy and be like, I'm an awkward person, I'm an introverted person. So like me going up to another guy and be like, hey man, I see you work out. Like that's what's up. Because most people might be a dickhead and be like, yeah man, mind your business. Most people already got a bunch of friends, or they got a bunch of family members, so they're not looking to meet new friends, especially at my age. So, but yeah, you're trying to meet a female, and then she might it might work if you got the right, you look good, you present yourself well, or you say something funny, I don't know. But long story short, you could be doing all the right things, and she still just rejects you because you're not her type or whatever. I've been told before that a chick liked me, she liked my personality, she liked everything about me, but I wasn't her, she didn't like my race, let's just put it like that. So she didn't want to date me for that reason. So it's like, that was rejection right there. Like damn, so you like everything about me and we're friends and everything, but you don't want to date me because of my race. Like that's crazy. And I had to deal with that. I've had to deal with like I said, getting rejected from the military, feeling rejection from my father leaving me when I was 2 years old. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things you got to deal with in life. But the way you get over it is basically not, talking about it, finding somebody you can vent to release that, don't hold it in, find somebody that you can trust, which is hard to do these days. And find somebody that you care about that's not going to use it as a weapon against you, because that's what a lot of people like to do. They like to hear your deep, dark secrets and then use them against you later on. But, it's not good. It's definitely not good to hold that in, because that's what I did for a long time. I held it in. I held all my past traumas in. My house was burned down. When my childhood home burnt down, I've had a shitty stepdad after, not having a father, and then getting a stepdad that was an alcoholic and abusive. Dealing with that, dealing with, never having any family. You know, my grandpa died at a young age. You deal with a lot of stuff, and I mean, I'm not trying to like say I'm better than anybody or whatever, or if I've had more traumas than other people. I know other people have had a lot more traumas than me, you know, and that's why I try to keep it in my mind. Like, man, there's so many people that are dealing with worse stuff to me. There's people that are paralyzed. There's people that were born with mental disabilities. There's people that, you know, have all kinds of stuff going on that are way worse than what I got going on. So I try to keep that in the forefront of my head at all times and say there's always somebody out here dealing with worse. There's people getting bombed in other countries for no reason. There's people, you know, there's stuff going on around the world that are just crazy things that happen to people. My stuff is nothing compared to other people, you know. But I also do have a testimony just like everybody else. And, you know, that's what I try to do. I try to, you know, help other people out and try to get people motivated to not live with depression, because there's a lot of people out here that deal with depression. They got mental health issues because they hold things in, you know, instead of just like letting it out. Like, how many people that are in the military commit suicide? How many people that, I mean, suicide's still a huge thing in this world. And I believe that too, Don. I do believe that, you know, but especially if you're not trying to do anything to better yourself, if that makes sense. Like, a person that sits around and doesn't do anything, they're just like, oh, I'm depressed. It's like, I get the feeling of being depressed, but like you said, it's all in your head. So, you know, and it sucks for people that go through that, because there's been times where I've felt like down. I wouldn't say depressed, but really down in the dirt, you know. But I picked myself up. I was like, well, sitting here ain't gonna change nothing. You know, if I didn't, you know, I don't know. There's just, I could give a million examples on things to try to, you know, keep us down. But life is tough. Even if you're doing all the right things, life is tough. So if you're doing stuff that's not right, it's gonna be even harder for you. So that's all I talk about, is trying to like minimalize having a tough life, if that makes sense. Because no matter what, you're gonna have a tough life. I don't care if you're, you know, a millionaire, and you know, you probably have some kind of other issues going on. So, but if you're, you know, unhealthy, that's the first thing I try to tell people, man. Get into a gym as fast as possible. If you're not a member of a gym, go get one. If you don't have money for a gym, go for a walk in the park. Go for a jog. Lift a rock outside. Do something, because the gym saved my life. And I got to make a video on that too. What up, Torch? How you doing? Yeah, the gym saved my life, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. If it weren't for the gym, I probably would have went down a way worse path than what I already did go on. And, you know, I did a really long bike ride and did a lot of swimming today, so I got my workout in. Hey, see, that's what I'm saying. You don't always necessarily have to go to a gym. I love working out outside. I love the gym too, because it's just a different vibe. You know, other people are in there, they're putting in hard work, so it's motivating you to get hard work. There's hot chicks walking around. You know what I mean? Don't tell my wife, but yeah, there's chicks walking around, so you're like, oh shit, she's looking at me. You start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You might see another dude that's stronger than you lifting out, and like, you know what I'm saying? You just think shit in your head, because I take pre-workout, so I'm all caffeinated up and shit like I am right now. And then I'll be looking, I'll be like, man, this dude thinks he's stronger than me, man. And it pushes you to, even though none of that shit matters when I leave the gym. I don't even think about any of them people. I don't try to talk to anybody really, except for my friends there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, another thing about the gym is you'll meet like-minded people that are trying to do the right thing. And like, everybody in the gym is pretty much friendly, as long as you're not just a total dickhead. But most people at the gym are just chilling, you know what I mean? Like, they're in there doing the same thing you're doing. They're trying to let go of some of their stress and some of their demons, and they're pumping that weight. And most people are friendly, and if you don't know what you're doing, most people will help you out. Like, yeah, bro, I'll show you. Like, I love whenever a new person comes in there and they look like they don't know what they're doing, because I was that person. And I was like, and then I remember, you know, and really nobody really even helped me. I just kind of watched other guys that were in shape. I kind of watched from a distance, like, and I would pretend like I already knew how to do that exercise, even though I was doing it for the first time. I still do that. I still watch people all the time. I'm people watching. Kind of gets me in trouble sometimes. My eyes be wandering, but and people think I'm staring at them or something in a bad way, but really I'm admiring them, and I'm looking like, damn, that dude's big as fuck. What's he do for a workout? oh shit, he does this. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go try to do that, you know. And I try different workouts all the time. Sometimes you get stagnant when you go to the gym all the time. You're like, man, I don't even know what to work out today. And then you look over and see somebody doing a certain exercise. Like, man, I'm gonna try that out. Your local YMCA, hey, that's perfect, man. YMCA is cool. I need if I had a YMCA closer to me, I would definitely be a join because they got all kinds of stuff. You can play basketball, you can swim, you can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, swimming in the pool. See, man, that's what I need. I need a pool, an indoor pool. If I ever get rich, I'm gonna have an indoor outdoor pool like they have at hotels. But yeah, man, I suggest anybody going through anything, man. The first step is to try to. And I know a lot of people. Some people just think that because I got friends that talk shit for me going to the gym. They're like, oh, that only narcissists go to the gym. Only people that are just care about what they look like. I mean, if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, it's gonna manifest into how you present yourself to the world. But what people don't realize is because people give me compliments like, damn, bro, you look big. Oh, bro, you're jack. You're this. You're that. And I'm like, okay, cool, but that's not what I go for. I go for the mental clarity. Like when I leave the gym, bro, I'm ready for like I work out in the mornings and stuff sometimes, and I'm just ready for the day, bro. Like I leave that thing. You would think you'd be dog ass tired because I kick my own ass at the gym, bro. I put in work, and then when I leave, I'm like I just woke up, I'm ready to go. Like I get to work, and everybody else just woke up out of bed 5 minutes before they had to be at work. They're road raging to get to work, and and they just got sleep in their eyes, and I'm like. I'm already been awake for 3 hours. I done put in a workout already. I don't, the rest of my day is downhill. If you kick your ass the first thing in the morning, the rest of your day is just going to be a smooth ride because you already done kicked your ass. So nobody else can mess with you. No, people with goals go to the gym. True. After I work out, I usually go do aerobics in the pool. I already said that. Do you ever listen to any rock music or anything like that when you're working out? Yeah, man, I listen to every type of music you could think of. Like seriously, like I've had so many different phases in my life. So, growing up, I hated country, and I've really gravitated towards rap because that was the part of my community. And but so I was listening to rap because that's what all my friends listened to. And then I had an uncle that helped raise me, and he was a punk. He listened to punk rock, alternative rock. He listened to all that kind of rock stuff, right? And my stepdad, he listened to country, and like he listened to what kind of rock is it? It's the old school rock, like the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. And so Aerosmith and things like that, Pink Floyd. And then, so I hated all that stuff when I was a kid because I didn't like my stepdad at all. And so, yeah, my uncle, he listened to heavy metal. He listened to, all that stuff, System of a Down, like 3 Days Grace, all that stuff. So I was with him, and I loved it. I loved listening to that stuff, but also like listening to rock. So I just grew up very diverse, let's put it like that. Because now in my older age, I love listening to country. I love listening to old school rock. I love listening to everything, really. You know what I'm saying? I listen to music in other languages that I don't even know, but it just sounds good. You know what I mean? It just depends. I listen to, I'm not even that, not rock, heavy metal. There's a difference. Yeah. I know the difference. Yeah, I like heavy metal, but I mean, it's not something I listen to on a daily basis now. Nope, but I do listen to. I have an occasional heavy metal. I don't like all that screaming shit though. I'm old now. I don't like all that loud ass screaming. But like Slipknot stuff I listen to, and just there's different groups that I listen to that are hardcore, more hardcore than others. But yeah, all that screamo shit I don't really listen to. Yeah, man, I just be chilling. I know you're young, bro. You gotta understand, you're young. And you're 17, like you said, and I'm 35. You got to understand that's a big, big difference. We grew up in two totally different worlds. And when you get to be my age, you're going to be like, oh, because people told me that when I was 17, like, oh, I'm old. When you get older, you'll realize, and, because trust me, I was always the person that just had my music blasting. I had subs in my car. I was annoying the fuck out of everybody. and I was just pounding the street down. That was the coolest thing, and I still do like listening to my listening to subs. But with that being said, now that I'm older, I find myself just riding in the car with the radio not even on sometimes. I just like being in peace, bro. Like, I got like stages throughout my day. So like in the morning, for whatever reason, I love listening to country music on my way to work. I don't know why. I guess because I'm in love now. And then like throughout the day while I'm working, I like listening to like rock music. And then when I get off work, I listen to rap. So it's just like, it's weird. It's death metal, heavy metal. Yeah. Yeah, I don't go to any concerts or nothing like that. So yeah, I'm not into all that shit. I don't really like scream. I usually like heavy drums, heavy electric cars. Yeah. Yeah, man, whatever gets you in the zone, man, whatever works for you. I don't tell nobody what to listen to. A lot of people are judgmental though, because you got like people that are in cliques, like people that listen to rap. That's basically all they listen to. Certain people, and then you got certain people that like country people. They only listen to country and they don't want to listen to nothing else. And then you got heavy metal people that only want to listen to heavy metal, nothing else. Me, I'm a very diverse person. I listen to everything. I got love for it all. I got this grill going. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta put this chicken on the grill. Give me 1 second. What you know about me? What you know about? Give y'all a little sneak peek. Y'all season, man. I know how you. I know how you are. Y'all in the country. I know how y'all are, man. Y'all don't be seasoning y'all meat, man. Y'all just put salt, pepper on your food, man. Start putting some more seasoning on your food, man. All right, y'all got the grill going. I need somebody to set me a timer for 30 minutes. All right, it's 310, 340 is gonna be good. That's what the thing about these pellet grills that are badass, bro. You just put it on and you don't even gotta worry about it. Before, whenever I had a charcoal grill, which I still have my charcoal grill, I was thinking about donating it to somebody who don't have one, but yeah, charcoal grills are cool. I still got the skills. I got the skills to pay the bills, but man, the charcoal grills, they're kind of a pain in the ass because you got to sit there and you got to flip it every 5 minutes and stuff like that. On these pellet grills, you don't got to do nothing. You set it and forget it. It's pretty sweet. I went live today and it was the first time live where somebody actually talked. It was pretty fun. It made me happy. Nice. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, keep going, man. You starting out young, just got to keep grinding. Don't give up. That's all there is to it. Because, man, sometimes I'm like, I post a video and don't get no views. I'll be like, damn, that sucks. Like, I worked hard on that video. But then other times I'll post a video and I'll get 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,000. You know what I mean? So then you just never know. The other day I went live and I had 500 some people watch my live. Today I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it just depends. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It's just a part of the algorithm. You just gotta wait for your time. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. And if it's not, then it won't. Either way, I'm happy because I've had multiple people reach out to me on a personal tip and get my number and yeah, they said how I helped them out, and they were going through dark times, and I helped them out and helped them get through it. So that's all that matters to me. I've already helped out a couple of people. My goal was to help one person, and I've helped one person. I've helped multiple people, so hey, I already did my job. So my second goal was 50 subscribers. I got that. And now my next goal is 1 million. That would be cool though, because I do see like a lot of people that are on YouTube that they don't have anything interesting to say. They're all negative. All they talk about is negative shit. And guess what? They got like basically straight lames. And then they not that I'm the coolest motherfucker in the world, but I feel like I'm a little bit interesting. When you get me going, when you get me caffeinated enough, I'll fucking babble about some shit. I like learning about stuff. Like I said, I'm a well-rounded person. So, man, I like talking about, we can talk about aliens. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, man. I mean, I'm here for the people. I'm not really that full of myself where I could just get on here and just talk about myself. If I'm asked a question, then I could give you, my opinion on things. But, yeah, you should really get a Blackstone grill. It's like a giant cast iron skillet. Oh, yeah, bro, I want one of them. They're so good. Nah, but I got a Pit Boss. It's a Pit Boss pellet grill. So it's got a big smoker on it, but then also it's a 2-in-1. So it's a 3-in-1, because I got the smoker, so I could just smoke my meat. If I want to, I could turn the temperature up on it, and I could use it like a grill and grill my meat. Or I also got a griddle stove on here, so it's a big griddle, and I could grill eggs and cook my chicken or whatever at the same time. So it's pretty sweet. Yeah, they are. Yeah, things like that, because especially like me, I don't eat out a lot, so I got to make my food. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to sit there and like cook your food, like me, I like to meal prep is what I'm saying. So like me, I'll fire up this thing. It does all the work for me. I can sit here and chill while it's cooking my food. I put on like 8 pounds of chicken. I'll have that. So I'll have chicken for the rest of the week. And then, I could put a bunch of hamburgers on there. It takes like 5 minutes to make like 20 hamburgers. And they're fire too. Juicy, like perfectly cooked. Way better than McDonald's, I'll tell you that. And then, man, this thing will cook anything, honestly, because like I said, I got the griddle part too, so I can make sandwiches, I can make bacon, I can make eggs, I eat a lot of high protein. I don't really have too many sides, so I mean, it's pretty easy, the diet that I'm on. Meat, fruit, and maybe a little bit of carbs. But yeah, other than that, man, it's actually turned out to be a beautiful day. I thought it was going to rain all weekend. We've been having a lot of storms coming through this area. We actually had a tornado that hit us not that long ago, like last week. Nah, it was last week. Yeah, well, nah, it ain't. What's today? Yeah, it's been about a week ago. Nah, hold on. Yeah, about a week ago we had a tornado come through here, and it tore some shit up. It was crazy because it actually went through. Usually tornadoes happen way out in like country fields or like rural towns. You hear about getting hit by a tornado. This tornado dropped down in the middle of St. Louis, in the city, and tore up hella people shit. Like, and then it crossed the river and came over into Illinois, and it tore up a whole bunch of stuff in Illinois. It was wild. It was wild. And I actually, not thinking, I went to the St. Louis Zoo the next day, and they were shut down because so many trees got ripped out of the ground that they couldn't even open the zoo. There was like 50 to 100 trees. Well, in Forest Park alone, is the huge park out there, there was like hundreds and hundreds of trees that got ripped out of the ground. It was crazy. So I actually got videos that I posted up on my channel of where we went out there and we tried to go to the zoo and they said they were closed, so we just walked around Forest Park and look at all the uprooted trees. It was kind of wild. I thought it was headed right for me because the news channel that I was watching when it was happening, they were like, "Oh, it just crossed the river. It's coming straight for you." And I was like, "Oh," and then it started getting really windy and like there was hail and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. I didn't think I was even gonna have a grill. I thought that motherfucker was gonna get swooped up in the tornado. Which I'm a wild ass motherfucker, so I'm the type. I guess I heard a lot of people that in the Midwest they say the same things. My neighbor came outside. He was like, "Oh, you're waiting for it too?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm the type that wants to go chase down a storm and go try to find a tornado. I think that'd be badass. Breakfast sandwiches like English muffins. Then you wrap it in a saran wrap, throw it in the freezer. Super good to put in the microwave. Yeah. That's how you do it right there. So you're young, so you can still eat a bunch of stuff. Me, I'm older now, so I gotta kind of really watch my carb intake, honestly, unless I want to gain a bunch of fat. If I'm trying to bulk up, then yeah, I'm going to smash hella carbs. But right now, I'm in a perfect spot. I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm lean. I just went running the other day. I do cardio and stuff, and I run stairs, and I do all kinds of stuff, and I wasn't even breathing hard at all. And that's kind of crazy because my allergies are like through the roof right now, being spring going into summer. It's always windy. There's pollen just blowing all over the place, which I'm allergic to, semi-allergic to. Dust pollen and all kinds of stuff. So yep. But I hope everybody's having a good Memorial Day weekend. Y'all should be barbecuing. We had a fireworks show last night that was pretty sweet. We're not allowed to shoot fireworks where I'm at. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Cops. But everybody still does it though. But the cops try to harass the people who do. It's just kind of lame. You got that one Karen that'll call me, "Oh, they're shooting fireworks and I'm trying to sleep at 6 o'clock. It's like, come on, it's the holiday. Shut up. But I get it though. I can see not, but that's the thing though. People always like take advantage of stuff too. Instead of just doing fireworks on the holiday, they'll buy fireworks 2 weeks in advance and just be shooting them bitches every day, every night, at the most random times. People get drunk and do dumb shit. So I get that part, but for the most part, I mean, if people are just trying to have fun, shoot some fireworks, like leave them alone. They ain't hurt nobody as long as they're not shooting them at nobody. Let people live their life, man. Yep, I'm about to grub good. Got to be about 8 pounds of chicken. I got some hamburgers. That's probably better. I'm gonna be chilling. Uh-oh. Hang on one sec. Alright, my bad. My bad. Me too, invite me along if you ever do. Me too, invite me along if you ever do. I'll invite you too. Yeah, it seems every year we go to the fair, and every year when we go to the fair, it's almost a tornado down. I have a giant bowl in the sky. It's crazy. I'll post a video about it. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, invite you along where? I don't know what you mean by that. Invite you along. But yeah, if you get a chance, check out my videos too. I just posted a whole bunch. Trying to stay consistent, man. That's the thing. That's the thing in life, man. You just gotta stay consistent. You know, if you're gonna do the YouTube stuff, man, I said, or go to the gym or doing anything. People aren't consistent, and then they wonder why they don't get results. You got to be consistent. You got to go live daily, or you got to at least drop a video daily. You got to give some kind of content daily, or going to the gym. You got to do something active, whether you're working. I don't care if you're just working on engines. You know what I mean? They get up and get your body moving. I know so many people that just sit around and don't do nothing all day, every day. Like my mom, I was just talking to her. She was like, and then when people like have a hard job, like my mom, she walks a lot in her job. So like she feels like that's a workout. I'm like, yeah, but your body's used to it. You gotta shock it, do something else. You gotta like run after work. You gotta, and she's older though, so I give her a little slack. But even she could get 5-pound dumbbells like a kid and that would shock her arms because she's not used to lifting heavy things. I'm not saying go grab 30 pounds and start trying to kill yourself or hurt yourself, but you got to do something. But she's like, I already walked all night long. I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, but you got to do something else if you want to change. At least if you're not gonna work out hard, you got to have your diet in check. You know what I mean? That's the number one thing. Yeah. Gotta have that diet in check so that when or live your best life and just eat whatever the hell you want and be fat. And then when your wife cheats on you or your boyfriend leaves you because he found a hotter woman or, then don't cry about it. You're like, oh, what'd you do? Well, because you look like shit. When you get outworked and you get the other person gets a better promotion than you because they work harder than you, don't get mad at them because you're lazy. But what's up though, man? I got 3 people in the chat. Smash that like button. Let me know. I got somebody that likes to pop in, watch me, and not say nothing. I know I got people like that. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. I know it's my haters. They like to check in on my chat. Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. Hey, we could be like, have you seen the new Twister movie? It's called like Twisters. So you got Twister, the first movie, and then they just came out with a sequel. It's called Twisters. We could be like that. Go tornado wrangling is what they call it. Tornado wrangling. That'd be my dream. My dream job to be a tornado wrangler. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. A lot of people was hating on it. It's like, oh, I didn't like that movie. It sucked. Man, that movie was good. Shut up. Oh, but it wasn't like the original. Yeah, it's not going to be like the original. The original one's a classic. They shouldn't have probably even remade it, but they did, and I'm glad they did. So shut up. Hey, I want to say, what's up to all my haters? Just in case you're watching. Yeah, I'm shining. Yeah, I'm healthy. Yeah, I'm doing good. Appreciate y'all hating. Yeah, like you get out there with the big old lasso and to catch the tornado. Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. But I'm definitely gonna get close enough to that motherfucker where I feel my truck start lifting up. Like, imagine getting paid to be a storm chaser, and the chances of you actually seeing a tornado are like super rare. Google that real quick. Google what's your chances of actually being in a tornado or being close to a tornado. I'd be curious to know what the stats are on that. I'm sure it's got to be rare. Yeah, Missouri was like the top state to get hit this year so far. Man, my live ain't popping today. It was popping yesterday morning. I got on live at like 4 a.m. I had like 30 people talking in the chat. It's pretty fun. When you get your live up to whenever it's going like that, man, it's fun because then you got so many other people. Not that I don't mind talking to whoever, but it's fun when you got like multiple people just having a whole conversation. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The only part I didn't like was how unrealistic the country guy was with the red truck, how unrealistic the storm chasing rig was. Yeah. I like tornado documentaries. I like uh you know nature phenomenons, volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, all that stuff intrigues me. That's just what intrigues me, you know. So I watch documentaries all the time. I hate whenever people get hurt. Obviously, I don't want to ever see nobody die or get their lives ruined due to that stuff. But it's still just, it's a part of life. So let's see something real quick. All right, 30. So I got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and then my chicken's gonna be done, y'all. There's a 2% chance of getting hit within 25 miles of you. See, it's rare. So I mean, because even when storms look like they're favorable for a tornado, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get a tornado. So I mean, the chance for you to actually purposely go look for a tornado and actually come across, like actually see one. And then sometimes they happen so fast. They come down like the one that happened in St. Louis. Happened fast. It just dropped out of the sky, tore through, and then went right back up. It wasn't like a super like long tornado that would just, was on the ground for a long period of time. It just out of nowhere just boom, ripped up a bunch of stuff and then just went back up in the sky. 25 miles of it, yeah. Yep. The tornado did the drive-by. Yeah, for sure. That's what it was like, man, because and where it hit to sucks. Tore up my damn zoo. Made me drive all the way to St. Louis and not even be able to get into the zoo. I was pissed. But everything works out for a reason because we ended up going to this place called the Boathouse. And it's basically like this, it's like a man-made lake. And, they basically got this like place you can go, the Boathouse, where they have, it's like a restaurant on the water, but they have like paddle boats you can rent for like $25. And that's what me and my family did the other day. Since we couldn't get in the zoo, we rented a paddle boat and we just paddled all across this lake for like an hour. It was pretty cool. Something to do, Get out the house. It was a workout. Paddling that boat was actually kind of hard. With 4 people on it, sitting there. It's kind of hard, so. But yeah, man, hope everybody's enjoying their holiday. Enjoying it with their family and friends. Me, I'm an introvert, so y'all my family and friends. You know what I mean? What's up? What's everybody got going on, though? I got 3 people in the chat, and only 1 person talking. It's crazy. I mean, I could talk about whatever, but I just need some topics. I just can't. I can ramble when you give me a topic, but I can't. I just don't know what to really talk about for real. I got up early, worked out, I got a cookout tomorrow. Please talk about what's up. Yesterday's news. I knew somebody else was in here. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Talk about Palestine. So, when I talk about subjects, I can only talk about. Nah, don't be rude, Forge. I had to. I might have to. I had to block you or something. Put you in timeout. I want to talk to other people too, not just you. No offense. No offense. But if somebody wants to talk about certain things, I'll talk about it. But only to an extent, because I don't live over there. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know the history of over there. But the killing needs to stop. Let's just put it like that. Killing needs to stop. I feel bad for them people, for the certain people, the innocent people. Let's put it like that, because there are, bad people over there that hijack the city. And you got, are you good, bro? I'm just saying. But yeah. So you got good people that are living over there, innocent people, kids, children. You can't tell me a baby or a 5-year-old or something deserves to get blown up. They have no idea what they were born into. They just born, just like you were. You got lucky that you got born into a family and an environment in America to where you don't have to deal with those type of conditions. You have, your parents in your life, or even if you don't have your parents in your life, like me, I'm still fortunate enough to be born in America where we have a good military and we have police and we have, you know what I mean? Because it's just like people that are born in the hood. They can't control where they're born. They're born and they're the product of their environment. So they get told what, like people that join gangs and stuff. Not a lot of people that join gangs do it because there might be a few like hardcore criminals that know right from wrong that just choose to be a menace to society. But most people are just product of their environments. They don't want to be in a gang. They just, you know what I mean? It's either you got to be in the gang or you're going to get beat up by the gang. So it's like you might as well, if you can't beat them, join them type of deal. And it's a sad situation. I wish there was no gangs. I wish there was no terrorists. I wish there was none of this. But it's the same thing in Palestine. Them babies and stuff over there, man, they don't deserve to get blown up because they're fighting over a religious war or land territory. Like they're all humans, you know what I mean? But you got people that don't know how to. It's a generational curse, and I talk about that all the time. It's like a lot of people just adopt the fact that their family, like let's just say my grandpa had high blood pressure and died from high blood pressure, and then my dad had high blood pressure, and then so in my head I'm like, well, I'm gonna have high blood pressure. But if you really look at it, a lot of times it's because the family's generation, like the way they eat and things like that, they they eat a certain way. Like your grandparents might have loved to eat a certain way, right? And they eat, let's just say soul food. They eat a bunch of soul food and it's high in sodium and it's like a bunch of carbs and it's just an unhealthy diet. It's good as hell, don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing better than some soul food, but it's unhealthy. But and you eat a bunch of like fried foods, sugar foods, cake, ice cream, and then and then they shower their kids. That's how they show love. A lot of families and a lot of cultures, they show love by food. So then the next generation, they are raised that way. So then they have family get-togethers, and then they feed their kids like that, and then it just keeps going like that. And then so that you wonder why you have generational diabetes or generational high blood pressure or heart disease or whatever. It's because your whole family eats the same way. But I guarantee if you change the way you ate and the way you thought about food, you would end up not having that. Now, that's not the case for all. Some people are just born with it and they're stuck with it. But there's a way you can, go around it. So, and it's the same thing with, being born into a particular region of the world that is doomed and, by people that don't think outside the box, that people that sit there and, don't have an open mind and they believe that their religion's the right way and that's the only way and anybody else has got to die. And yeah, that's really what God wants. God wants you to kill somebody else and kill a baby because of their religion because their parents believe a certain religion. And then it's on the other side too. You know, it goes both ways on both sides. It's just like if you're born like Nipsey Hussle, the rapper, talked about this before he got killed, but it's like you got Bloods and Crips and they live on opposite sides of the street, and you try and they'll try to go kill the other gang member because they're repping a different set than them, but they dress like, they listen to the same music, they eat the same food, they live in the same area, they have the interest in the same women, but because he has he's born on the other side of the street, he has to be your sworn enemy, and that's so stupid to me. It's just stupid, and it's the same way with religion. You were born into a Jewish family, so you believe like you hate all like Muslims and stuff like that. Or if you're a Muslim and you're born into being a Muslim and you believe your religion's right, then you know, and I ain't gonna say hate, but you know, they're prejudiced, you know, and it's just like anybody that's prejudiced is dumb, because it's like you're just hating on somebody because they don't live the same life you live or they don't look like you. It's stupid. But you got people willing to die for it. You got people willing to die that their religion's right and the other one's wrong, or that their color red is better than the color blue, and it's dumb, it's idiotic, and you know. And so that's what I think about. That's what I think about Palestine, man. I hope that all the killing over there stops. I hope that, you know, they learn to get along at some point, but probably not, because most people are hard-headed and they don't think like, man, this is stupid. Why are we killing them? I bet y'all didn't know this. A lot of people in Israel speak Arabic. Like, you know, a lot of people, I don't know. It's just stupid, man. I think it is. Hopefully they can, like I said, at some point in time, man, there's got to be some kind of shift in the global culture, not just American culture, but global culture, to just be like, man, we're all humans. Like, why are we killing each other? Man, people, and then now I sound like a hippie, but I mean, for real, like, can't we all just get along, man? Like peace, love, and serenity. Like, that's what life's about, man. Help the next person. But people are greedy, and I get it. That's why I don't be around a lot of people, because people are fake. People are greedy. People are fucking evil. And so you can't fix everybody, man. So I just get on here and try to fix the ones that want, you know, help open people's minds to the people that want to be open-minded, and the people that aren't, go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck. Go over there and believe everybody else that don't believe what you need to believe should go to hell, and you're a dumbass. So, alright, but yeah, my chicken's about to be over, so I'm getting off live. I'll holler at y'all later. Ain't nobody else talking. Appreciate y'all who did hop in. I'm gonna holler at y'all.